The newly released video captured by a U.S. Reaper drone shows a glowing orb off the coast of Yemen. Suddenly, on the left side of your screen, you see a Hellfire missile zip in, strike that unidentified object, then bounce right off it. When we slow the video down, you see the Hellfire missile continue to travel on its path, that trajectory becoming clearer from this zoomed out angle. Not shown is a second Reaper drone that launched the missile. Congressman Eric Burleson shared the video at a House Oversight Committee on what the military calls unidentified aerial phenomena, better known as UFOs.
That's a Hellfire missile smacking into that UFO and just bounced right off. And it kept going.
It kept going, and it looks like the debris was taken with it.
Yeah, what the hell is that?
We've never seen a Hellfire missile hit a target and bounce off.
Lou Elizondo is a former senior intelligence officer with the Pentagon.
The Hellfire makes a hit, a kinetic strike on something solid. There's usually not much left of whatever it is it's hitting. It's very, very destructive. What seems to happen is that the missile is either redirected or in some case perhaps glances off the object and continues on its way.
A recent government report revealed the government received more than 750 new UAP sightings in the 2024 fiscal year, leaving lawmakers digging into the mystery and national security concerns posed by these objects.
Does this video scare you guys? Yes or no?
Yes.
Wiggins?
Yes. Yes.
Me too. There's a lot of information that's not in that video, like what mission they were on, and as they said, what are we even looking at here? We do know that the U.S. military was conducting airstrikes against Houthi targets at the time. Pentagon officials tell CBS News, no comment. Charlie Daggett, CBS News, Washington.
First of all praise to the Father Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Ruachadash. Shabbat Shalom to all the brothers and sisters in recognition to observing this day for worshiping the Most High. Sundown this evening to sundown tomorrow evening. My people, let's get some rest, worship, and praises into the Father Yahweh in Yahweh Shai's name, because it's a commandment throughout all of our dwellings. And he's more than worthy of such, of course. Okay? And he's making his presence known throughout the earth as he's always done with our people, letting us know, for those of us that are seeking him, that he is with us. Okay? He did it with Ezekiel, which we're going to cover the things that I'm bringing up. Okay? He did it with Ezekiel. When Ezekiel first became aware of this great whirlwind that came out of the clouds in the sky. He did it with Yahweh Shai, okay, at his birth. You see what I'm saying? In Bethlehem. During that time, he came as a star, though. One of these particular things, like you see right before you. He came as a star. He comes as a star, a guiding star, a cloud, and a pillar of fire. And in this case right here in Texas, he came in a powerful summer storm through the Shekinah glory of this lightning ring. Okay? It's a phenomenon that they say is very, very rare. That most storm chasers, they be like, wow. They be in shock and awe when they see it. He can come any kind of way. You know, he led our ancestors out of Egypt by a pillar of smoke, it was a cloud by day and a pillar of fire by night. Okay? And he also, when the Mashiach decided to leave, when his work was done here in the flesh, up on the mountain of transfiguration with Moses and Elias, they appeared too. It was from a cloud that was in the air. Okay? Now these clouds are cloaked because it's something beneath those clouds. And it's a lot like what our governments are shooting their Hellfire missiles at, but it won't stop them. Okay? Now, I don't want you guys to get this confused with 3-Eye Atlas. 3-Eye Atlas is a whole total another animal. You understand what I mean? That one right there, it's like I said before, that is not the Hamashiach. So don't get caught up thinking. It's saying I'm saying that that's the Hamashiach because of what I'm saying right here in this lesson. Because it's not. That's the false one that's coming to pretend to be the Hamashiach. Okay? Now, be that as is, let's get into the scriptures right here. We're going to start over here in Ezekiel. Ezekiel is the one that basically put all of this on the map with these chariots. Okay? And we're going to get a brief description of them because we got a little bit to cover today. You know what I mean? In such short time as usual. Now, here in Ezekiel chapter 1, verse 1. Now it came to pass in the 13th year, in the 4th month, in the 5th day of the month, as I was among the captives by the river of Kibar, that the heavens were open, and I saw visions of Yahweh. In the 5th day of the month, which was the 5th year of King Jehoiakim's captivity, the word of the Lord came expressly unto Ezekiel the priest, the son of Buzi, in the land of the Chaldeans by the river of Kibar. And the hand of the Lord was there upon him. And I looked, and behold, a whirlwind came out of the north, a great cloud, and a fire enfolding itself, and a brightness was about it, and out of the midst of thereof, as the color of amber, out of the midst of the fire. Okay, these are the chariots of the Lord. Okay, verse 5. Also, out of the midst thereof came the likeness of 4 living creatures, as this was their appearance. They had the likeness of a man. Okay, and from what I understand, these are the heavenly angels. Okay, and everyone had 4 faces, and everyone had 4 wings, and their feet were straight feet, and the sole of their feet was like the sole of a calf's foot, and they sparkled like the color of burnished brass. Glorified bodies. Okay, burnished brass. Imagine if when our skin becomes looking like burnished brass, that's when you're gonna get the glow, folks. You see what I'm saying? That's when you put off corruptible to put on incorruptible. That's when you're gonna be looking like burnished brass. Okay, that's what it is. Now, verse 8. And they had the hands of a man under their wings on their 4 sides, and they 4 had their faces and their wings. Their wings were joined one to another. They turned not when they went. Okay, now they went every one straight forward. He's basically describing this thing that he never saw before. It's basically this ship. Okay, let me just put it like that. It's basically this ship that he never seen. Now, when you're on an airplane, you got all these people inside of, and you got these many windows, right? Whenever that airplane, whichever way that airplane goes, whichever direction, that's the direction those people are going. And that's what he's saying about the heavenly host, which was the angels that was on that ship. Wherever that thing turned, they turn. You see what I mean? Because they riding inside of it. Okay. Verse 11. Let me make sure. No, verse 10. As for the likeness of their faces, they have the face of a man, and the face of a lion, and the right side. On the right side, and they 4 had the face of an ox on the left side. They 4 also had the face of an eagle. Okay. Thus were their faces, and their wings were stretched upward. 2 wings of every one were joined one to another, and to cover their bodies. And went they everyone straight forward. Rather, the Spirit was to go. They went, and they turned not when they went. Okay. Now, at the bottom of the ships, okay, this is what Ezekiel is describing. Okay, it says here, verse 13, as for the likeness of the living creatures, their appearance was like burning coals of fire, and like the appearance of lamps. It went up and down among the living creatures, and the fire was bright, and out of the fire went forth lightning. That's the bottom of these ships, okay? That's the way it looks. If you guys remember, for the ones of you guys that have been riding with us for a while, we even had our own sighting that we had, where this ship, a chariot, it looked just like fire underneath. And when it started really moving, the whole thing illuminated and looked like a ball of fire flying. Okay? And so, be it as it is, this is what Ezekiel is actually trying to describe. Verse 14, and the living creatures ran and returned as the appearance of a flash of lightning. Okay? The Most High's ships and all that can take on any form that He want them to. Okay? Clouds, lightning rings, pillars of fire, stars, as we're finna see. Right here, Matthew chapter 2, verse 9. This is when the Hamashiach was born. Now, when Yahushua was born in Bethlehem of Judea, in the days of Herod, the king, behold, there came wise men from the east to Jerusalem. That King Herod wanted to destroy the Most High. Okay? Verse 2, saying, Where is he that is born King of Jews, or King of the Jews? For he have seen his star in the east, and are come to worship him. Okay? You know what that star was? Another chariot described. See, because stars don't move. Stars ain't guiding nobody, and stuff like that. And the only way a star can guide somebody is to take on the appearance of a star and, this ship. And then it moves, just like it did our ancestors in the wilderness. But we're going to get to that. Where it says, verse 3, when Herod the king had heard these things, he was troubled, and all Jerusalem with him. And when he had gathered all the chief priests and scribes of the people together, he demanded of them where Hamashiach should be born. And they said unto him, in Bethlehem of Judea, for thus it is written by the prophet. Prophets ain't no joke, because why? The Most High gives them the sight, you see, to write whatever it is that he wants them to write, and then the Most High fulfill it. And that's what we're seeing here. Okay, verse 6, and though Bethlehem in the land of Judah art not the least among the princes of Judah, for out of these shall come a governor that shall rule my people Israel. Then Herod, when he had privately called the wise men, inquired of them diligently what time the star appeared. Okay, and he sent them to Bethlehem and said, go and search diligently for the young child. And when ye have found him, bring me word again. They're going to defy him. They ain't going to do that, but let's continue. That I may come and worship him also. He didn't want to go and worship. He wanted to kill the Hamashiach when he was a baby. Okay? Verse 9. When they had heard the king, they departed, and lo, the star which they saw in the east went before them, till it came and stood over where the young child was. When they saw the star, they rejoiced with exceeding great joy. And when they were come into the house, they saw the young child with Mary his mother, and fell down and worshipped him. And when they had opened their treasures, they presented unto him gifts, gold and frankincense and myrrh. Okay. See, these three wise men right here, they wasn't done with what Herod wanted to do. And this is what they done in verse 12. And being warned of Yahweh in a dream that they should not return to Herod, they departed unto their own country another way. Okay. So they didn't go back, to tell Herod nothing, because they didn't want to, fall under judgment. The Most High gave them a way out. Don't go back to Herod, okay? But the main thing is that star, okay? That star. The ones that they're shooting hellfire missiles at to this day. And that's what that is. That particular star has been with our people when Ezekiel first saw it. Okay, and then here, where the Hamashiach was born, where that particular mysterious star led the three wise men to where the baby Hamashiach was. Okay, and that's what it is. Okay, now here in Exodus chapter 13, verse 17, and it came to pass when Pharaoh had let the people go, that Yahweh led them not through the way of the land of the Philistines, although that was near. For Yahweh said, lest peradventure the people repent when they see war, and they return to Egypt. Okay? So no, Most High wasn't having that. If you try to turn back around and go back to Egypt after he lead you away from your captors, you see what I mean? Where you going to perish with your captors when he, take them out. Now, again, how do you think the Father was actually leading these people? Well, let's look. In Exodus chapter 13, verse 21. And the Lord went before them by day in a pillar of a cloud to lead them the way, and by night in a pillar of fire to give them light, to go by day and night. Okay? That's how he was leading them. But I guarantee you, I seen one of these things and I got proof. I saw the video. If I remember, I'm going to put that video in the description box and you guys can see it. It was brief, but to me, to my wife, it was like one of those moments in a lifetime. You like, wow. Okay. And that's what it is. Because, we always heard of these things, but never seen them. Okay. But we got to see one. Now, we're going to start here in Exodus chapter 13, verse 18. But Yahweh led the people about through the way of the wilderness of the Red Sea. And the children of Israel went up, harnessed out of the land of Egypt. And Moses took the bones of Joseph with him, for he had straitly sworn the children of Israel, saying, Yahweh will surely visit you, and ye shall carry up my bones away hence with you. And they took their journey from Succoth and encamped in Etham, in the edge of the wilderness. And the Lord went before them by day in a pillar of a cloud to lead them the way, and by night in a pillar of fire to give them light, to go by day and night. He took not away the pillar of the cloud by day, nor the pillar of fire by night from before the people. Okay? So see, the Most High used one of his chariots as a cloud by day and a pillar of fire by night. That's how he led our ancestors. Okay? And now they are shooting hellfire missiles at them because they are afraid, because they know their time is dwindling down and it won't be long. But like I said before, don't get this confused with Three-Eyed Atlas as being the rescuers, because it's not. Okay? Now let's go over here in Matthew chapter 17. Now this is when the Hamashiach is going to appear on the mountain of transfiguration. Okay? Now, verse 1. And after 6 days, Yahweh taketh Peter, James, and John, his brother, and bringeth them up into a high mountain apart, and was transfigured before them. And his face did shine as the sun, and his raiment was white as the light. Okay? And behold, there appeared unto them Moses and Elias talking with him. Okay? This is when the Hamashiach was finna leave. You know, after he came out of the tomb and everything, after they pretty much thought that they crucified him, and that was it. And he came and he walked with his people, you know, one last time in the flesh. Well, he wasn't in the flesh no more. Well, he kind of was, but he was. But he was still up walking around. But anyway, this is when he's finna be like, beam me up, Scotty, on the mountain of transfiguration. Verse 4. Then answered Peter and said unto Yahushua, Lord, it is good for us to be here. If thou wilt, let us make here 3 tabernacles, one for thee, and one for Moses, and one for Elias, which I believe those are going to be the 2 witnesses. We got a lot. We still got a long way to go before we get to the Hamashiach coming back. You got them, the 2 witnesses going to precede him first. Okay? Verse 5. While he yet spake, behold, a bright cloud overshadowed them. And behold, a voice out of the cloud, which said, This is my beloved Son, in whom I am well pleased. Hear ye him. That was the Most High himself, Yahweh, talking about Yahushua, telling our ancestors, listen to him. He's my beloved Son. Children, you see what I mean? The disciples that was with him. Verse 6. And when the disciples heard it, they fell on their face and were sore afraid. And Yahushua came and touched them and said, Arise and be not afraid. All right. And when they had lifted up their eyes, they saw no man save Yahushua only. Okay. So what I'm saying is this cloud, this bright cloud. Now, I got pictures of some of these clouds that look like they got something in them. And I ain't talking about rain and condensation. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about something like something is behind those clouds. And it's like it's took on that shape. A different kind of shape that clouds just don't look like. Okay, now I got many pictures of clouds and stuff with faces, giant faces and all that stuff in it. But I'm telling you, I've seen these clouds, and I'm going to go through the many thousands of pictures that I have and see if I can find one to show you guys some other time. Won't be today, but yeah, where they are actually, I believe, the chariots are actually cloaking themselves in those clouds, and they right there hovering and watching. And another thing about them, they seem to know when you are talking, when you notice them and you're talking or whatever, they seem to know everything that you're saying, and they move. It's like, okay, now when you look up at them, they'll sit there, and then when you get to talking, you raise, your phone trying to get a picture, then that's when they go ahead and take off. It's like they hear what you're saying and what you're trying to do. They see. It's amazing. It's like it's hard to explain, really. I'm telling you, it's a phenomenon like you'll never forget in your life. But let's go over here in Luke chapter 21, verse 27. And it reads, And then shall they see the Son of Man coming in a cloud with power and great glory. Here we go with the cloud again. Now he left by that cloud in the chapter we just left. I just didn't read it, but he did some more things before he did leave. But he had where Moses and Elias came from and came down with him. They went back up before him, and he stayed, and he did some more things, and again they was drawn up into that cloud, just like on Star Trek. That's where they got it from. Beam me up, Scotty. Okay, now verse 28, and when these things begin to come to pass, then look up, and lift up your heads, for your redemption draweth nigh. And he spake to them a parable. Behold the fig tree and all the trees, when they now shoot forth, ye see and know of your own selves that summer is now nigh at hand. Okay? Which is going to be what's good, our redemption. Look up, for your redemption draws nigh. Look up. The Most High, his son Yahweh Shai, is coming in the clouds, people. And he's coming via chariots. Again, whatever you do, don't get this confused with 3-Eye Atlas. Because when the Most High comes, there ain't going to be any talking, ain't going to be this and that. You know, he's going to wipe Edomites out and every unclean and foul person along with him. That's even if you Israelite. You're going to get it too. That's what he said. That's just what it is. That's all I got on this particular lesson, people. I hope you found the lesson edifying. I hope I said something to stimulate your spiritual growth. All praise to the Father Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. People, please remember to live your life as though we are being watched. Simply because we are. This is James, and I'm out. Peace.